3, go.
Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta, and how are you doing, everyone? Nice to see you again.
Hi.
Another day, another week.
Yes.
So excited, and before we get going, don't forget, as you're watching and you like our video, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe below, and hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we have any of our chats that are up and ready for you to watch. Okay, now, going to start off with the tea that I'm drinking this week, and mine is a surprise, surprise. It's ginger turmeric. That's what I and the ingredients.
She is consistent, if nothing else, let me tell you.
You know, I've been looking to see what others I haven't had in a while. They all have some kind of ginger turmeric licorice theme to it. So I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It is organic, and it says healthy digestion, has ginger, turmeric, licorice root, surprise, surprise, sweet orange peel, and black pepper. So that's what I'm drinking. It's called ginger turmeric herbal tea supplement organic. There you go. Can you see that? You can't really see.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go. Nice.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to everyone. And I want to hear what Gloria's drinking today.
Yes, cheers. Well, you know, I am the beauty girl. So, you know, I have been doing my lemon lime zest. So today I'm going back to my wonderful Radiant Beauty.
Yes, your Radiant Beauty. Yes.
Yes. I love this tea because it's aloe vera, celery, rose hip, and elderberries. I love it. I think it is just one of the best teas. The ingredients are hibiscus, apple, natural blueberry flavor, orange peel, rose hip, elderberries, acelera juice, granules, licorice root, my girl's favorite, aloe vera juice, concentrate, and blueberries. Blueberries are just woven throughout it. And I love, love blueberries. So, you know, and I miss cruising, so I have one of my little cruise mugs.
Oh, the cruise mugs. There you go. I was just thinking about you the other day in cruising.
Yes.
Missing that.
I'm also grateful that it is actually cool enough for once in a long time I can actually have hot tea instead of iced tea. So, as you know, we always like to kick it off with Ellen. Ellen always reminds us every day to be kind to one another. And since we all went through the virus and the shelter at home, she reminds us to also listen to one another. Ellen is making changes. She's currently working on her new show, which will air on Tuesday, September 6th, which is the first day after the Labor Day holiday. So I'm excited to see how she's going to kick it off, what she's going to change, what's going to be different. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about current affairs. We shared with you that the Emmys were, the show is going to be virtual as we thought. Jimmy Kimmel, we knew he was going to be the host. Now we know that he's going to host from the Staples Center. And what the Academy did is they shipped 140 state-of-the-art cameras out to all the nominees so that they will have enough time to comply with CDC regulations, let the boxes sit for a while, sanitize them, get everything set up, so they'll be ready to rock and roll. The only request that they've made so far is for everyone to please wear something. They can get dressed up in their Emmy garb. They can wear their pajamas. They're just saying, please wear clothes.
Yes, they can wear whatever they want. And yeah, wear clothes. That's the only one criteria is to wear something.
Yes. And on Monday, September 14th, Dancing with the Stars returns with Tyra Banks as the new host. As we've shared with you in previous weeks, we know that even the couples are being separated. We still don't have any more information for you as far as the healthy bubbles or pods, how they're going to put the dancer, the pro dancer with the star and sequester them and keep everybody safe. However, as I shared with you, General Hospital returned and they are doing shows, and there's no love scenes, but there's lots of General Hospital new shows. So I think as time evolves, they're figuring out ways how to do this. So on Monday, September 14th, Dancing with the Stars will hit the air.
Yay, I can't wait. Looking forward to that.
Yes. And I was watching Good Morning America today, and Tom Cruise, I'm so jealous for two things. Number one, Tom Cruise went to a movie theater in London. He actually got to go inside the building and watch a movie. And people had on masks, and it wasn't so much social distancing as it was they were in groups. So Tom and another gentleman were together, and there were like four to six seats in between. So people weren't sitting all on top of each other, but they got to go to the movies. I miss the movies so much.
Me too. I was like, I saw that as well. Good morning. I'm like, he gets to go to see a movie. And I'm like, wow, when the day comes back, I'll be there. I'll be rushing over. But
I hope they bring back our Discount Tuesdays too, because Rosetta and I are both fans of, during the summer, the Century Theaters do $5 Tuesdays.
They did that also in AMC and the new Icon Theater that we have nearby us.
Nice. So please give us a little bit of a discount. We promise we'll come back. We miss you all so much.
Yes.
So Monday was the kickoff of the Republican convention, which is just like the Democrat was called the DNC, the Republican convention is called the RNC. Very interesting time. So, Rosetta, what did you think?
What do I think?
Yes. I've been talking. Let me let you talk some.
Okay. So, I was coming off of a high watching the DNC. And yes, I did watch many of the nights and most of the speeches. And I wanted to keep that going, that vibe. So, I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I really want to watch all of the RNC. I saw snippets of it. I'm a big fan of MSNBC and Rachel Maddow, and she has some other hosts there. And what they did was quite nice, was instead of watching everything, they just highlighted some of the speeches that they wanted to cover because they wanted to correct some of the misinformation that was talked about during some of the speeches, because they believe that some of the information was misinformation or disinformation that was given out to the public. So they wanted to correct that and give them the right information, which is what I liked, because then we got to hear what they were talking about, and then, okay, that was not quite the right information. Let's hear what the right information was. So that's what I really liked. And I haven't really watched much of it. I watched probably 5 to 10 seconds of Melania Trump's speech, and that was it. But I like to keep it where I'm on a high and the vibe is still going from the DNC. So that's what I have to say about the RNC. But if you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. By all means, go ahead and watch it. And that's what I have to say. What about you, Gloria?
Like you, I was pretty excited after the DNC. And as you and I've talked about many times, I vote for whom and what I think is best for we the people. So I am pretty open-minded about the whole thing. I just like positivity, and I saw a little bit of, I think he's Donald Jr., he was on Monday night, and he was talking about the injustice of what happened to George Floyd. He talked about the fact that there are good police officers and there are not so good police officers, and you can't judge any of the recent events by, a few, basically. And he said that it was, it was a horrible thing. And I'm like, well, where have you been all this time that this has been going on? Where has your father been all this time that this has been going on? So I'm the kind of person, I may not say what everyone wants to hear me say. That's just my opinion. That's just how I share. If I am comfortable enough to speak my truth, I respect people who speak their truth. So do not act like one way on Monday and then you're running for re-election on Wednesday and your whole persona changes. We know that's not being authentic. So I watched a little bit of that. I watched a little bit of his youngest daughter speaking. I watched a little bit of the First Lady because I just wanted to see how your mission as First Lady was to address bullying, how you were going to talk about another 4 years of what we're currently experiencing. And the people, instead of being honest about the state of affairs, I mean, if you're a big bad dog, okay, life sucks right now. In California, we have the virus, we have heat waves. We're getting ready to go back into the double and triple digits again, and we have fires. So your country is in unrest. Just man up and say, I'm sorry, or we're doing the best we can, or we're going to do better, or something. I didn't get that from the RNC, so I haven't been spending as much time watching it. So if you have spent more time and you have received some amazing insights, please comment down below and let us know, because we not only would we like to know about it, Rosetta and I would also love to share that information with people who are checking out our videos, because
Yes.
the most important thing, people, please hear my words. If you like where we are, if you think America is in a great place and you want to stay the course, then you vote for the current administration. If you think, oh my God, how did we get here? How can the most wonderful country in the world be so dysfunctional and disruptive? Then you vote for the new incumbents who are attempting to win the election. Do not allow people to blow smoke. We got lots of smoke outside, to blow smoke all around you. You know the truth. You know the truth. So I'm talking to moms, mothers. Is this really the world you want for your children? If it is, stay the course. If it's not, let's do something about it. Okay? All
Yes.
right.
Very well put, Gloria. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Well, we also wanted to add a little time of just being positive. There's so much chaos going on in the world today. So each week we're going to kind of just share something that keeps us positive. So I let Rosetta go first last time. I'll go first this time so she can think about it, because I just kind of threw this at her. What's been keeping me positive this week? I have a dear friend that was diagnosed with COVID. She went to a hospital, transferred to a second hospital. Then she was put in a nursing facility, and she's in a room that she can't leave with a person who has COVID very, very bad. And that person is close to making their transition and passing. I cannot imagine what that's like every day, to wake up in a room with someone who is dying right next to you. She's afraid. She doesn't want to leave to go to the bathroom. She just sits in her bed. So each day I call her and I talk to her and I ask her how she's doing. And she's like, just hearing your voice, I feel so much better. I don't feel alone. So I'm grateful that I have been given a little more insight into COVID, because on Monday it's bad, on Wednesday we got a cure, on Thursday it's bad, on next Sunday, I'm talking to a person who is walking and breathing it. So my gratitude is for knowledge and the knowingness of what's going on. And through our positive conversations, she is going to get out of that nursing facility tomorrow. I'm so grateful.
Very nice.
I'm so grateful.
That's
So
amazing.
grateful.
What great news.
Yes. So now your turn.
My turn. What am I
Yes,
grateful for? I'm
yes.
grateful for, well, I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful for being able to wake up every morning. And I just went away for an overnight with my husband. We went to
Yes.
celebrate our birthdays because we're 5 days apart.
Happy
We went
birthday, happy birthday.
we went to Carmel, and that's by the water. So we got away from the bad air quality
Mm-hmm.
for a day and a half. It was very, very different. It wasn't as warm there, but that was okay because there wasn't as much bad air quality. So we got to breathe a little bit instead of all the smog and the smoke that's what we have in the Silicon Valley. So
Yes.
I'm grateful that we're allowed to get away, and I'm just grateful for my family and my husband, and just day by day being able to wake up and breathe. That's what I'm grateful for. And be
Yes.
grateful for being able to stay positive and keep an open mind through all this. Because
Yes.
we could consider this, like a lot of people, like gloom and doom.
Yes.
And I don't want to be that kind of person. I want to be hopeful. I want to hope that there's going to be change, and I'm looking for the positive in all of this. So even
Yes.
though we have a lot of things in California going, like the fires, like you said, and the COVID, and just air quality is bad, I'm still grateful. I'm still hopeful, and I'm just trying to keep a positive vibe. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm grateful for: being alive and being healthy.
Yes. And I saw a picture of a post you did of being at a winery with your son. He is growing into quite the handsome young man. Such a
Yeah,
nice
he's
picture.
16. He'll be 17 in November.
Wow.
Yeah, time flies, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. November what?
November the 25th.
My son's birthday is November 11th.
Oh, wow. So same month.
I know.
So
You didn't know that.
so what is it? My son is what is that? I'm trying to think of what the
My
Sagittarius? No. What
Yes.
is it? Is it
Yes. They're
Sagittarius? Yeah.
Sag. Yeah.
Yes.
Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's growing up and he's a junior, and 1.5, well, he'll be done soon with high school soon.
Wow. Well, a very, very nice young man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So moving along, we're going to talk a little bit about demonstrating in America. Now, Rosetta and I are both, we believe in free speech. We believe in your ability to, protest. So there are protests that have broken out in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And it's regarding a young man named Jacob Blake. I'm sure you have seen the video. We'll put the link down below so you can see. He was actually, the police were called out on a domestic disturbance. I guess him and his fiance were having a disagreement, a conversation, whatever. And the police approached him, and he's outside his car. He walks around to get into the car. The police don't know it, but he has 3 boys. They're in the vehicle. One of the police officers grabs the back of his shirts and unloads his gun into his back, shot him 7 times. Now, if he had drug him and said, stop, we can't see your hands. We can't see your hands. We're going to have to take serious action, conversation. And that's what didn't happen. So the people of Kenosha, I know it's upsetting, but please, please do not destroy your land, your property, your livelihoods. There are ways of getting more action. The thing that surprised me about the protests was, in the past, it would have just been one ethnic background. The protesters is just a melting pot. So while you have the support of all Americans, please be careful, be safe, do not harm your brothers and sisters, and do not burn down your communities. Please, I'm asking you. Just stay the course, continue to protest, and to do it as non-violently as humanly possible.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I just want to say one more thing. We keep our prayers and thoughts always for Jacob, because we're not sure what state he's in, because he was shot 7 times. They're thinking that he's been paralyzed from the waist down. So
Right.
he's stable right now, but we really want to pray and just keep him in our thoughts. Yeah.
Yes. Because when he woke up, his mom went to see him, and she said, of course, when he saw her, he broke down and started crying, because for him, he doesn't want to be a burden. And so all he can think about now is, I'm paralyzed. And if I'm paralyzed, somebody's going to have to take care of me. So what his uncle was interviewed on Good Morning America, and what he said is what they hope is, once the inflammation goes down in his body from the surgery, that he may not be fully paralyzed. So like Rosetta was saying, we're going to keep the whole family, the whole community in our thoughts and prayers, that everything's going to be okay.
Yep, thank you. Yes, everyone do the same, please.
Yes, please. So a few weeks ago, we're going to move into our COVID updates. Rosetta and I showed you the proper way to wear a mask. We talked a lot about making sure your nose, your mouth were covered. Very, very important with the mask. And, if you had them, goggles for the eyes, because the eyes, the nose, and the mouth is how the virus is ingested into the body. So now they're calling people who walk around with the mask under their nose as half-masters. And they have found proof that if you leave your nose exposed, that is where the highest percentage of the virus travels into the body. So everyone, please, please, please take your time and learn how to properly wear a mask.
Yep, and they said that your nose is the grand central station of all viruses, because the cells that line the nose are more likely to be infected with the virus than the throat or the lungs.
Yes.
So as Gloria said, please cover your nose and make sure that when you're wearing it, it's not like halfway down your nose. It should be like quite far up your nose. And if you can help it, buy a mask that has the metal in it, so you can pinch it.
You can pinch.
You can pinch it so that it makes a good seal around your nose.
Yes, that's important. And, like we were saying earlier, information is power. And the more information you have, the more powerful the decisions that you make can be. So since the start of August, the Texas poison region has reported an uptick in poison cases in northern Texas. About 46 individuals have had to go to the hospital for drinking bleach, thinking that it would cure the virus. Now, I know there are people who believe that anything that's said by our president is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help them. However, that is not the truth. That is not the cure. You have to be careful. You cannot drink bleach and think you're going to be okay and it's just going to kill coronavirus and you're going to go on with your life. That's just not how life is. Please, please, please be careful, and do not believe everything that you hear someone say. Instinctively, your gut, your internal information should say to you, I don't believe you. I use bleach to wash my clothes. I use bleach to sanitize my house. Why would I put that in my mouth?
Or if it's something that you're not sure about, do your own research.
Yes.
And find out what the truth is. You don't have to believe everyone. And you're right. If your gut instinct is, hey, hold on a minute, I use bleach for this and that and the other, disinfecting, why would I put that in my body? It just doesn't make sense, right?
No, it doesn't. And I know that the president said he was just having a conversation with Dr. Briggs. However, that was wrong. That was wrong. It should have been, screamed at the loudest voice they could muster. Do not try this at home. This was just a conversation per se. Do not try this at home. This is deadly.
Well, as we always say, me and Gloria, everything stems from top down. In your family, it's your parents. In the society, in our country, it's the president.
Yeah.
And whatever, there's always going to be people that believe the people up above.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful what we listen to and what we believe.
Yes. And right now, there's a big, huge disrest in our country between our schools, our teachers, and our students. Of course, a child is going to want to go back to school. You know, they miss the connection. They miss being able to be together. And I can appreciate that wholeheartedly. However, every time a school reopens and children and teachers are put together, either the kids are coming down with coronavirus or the teachers are coming down. So, like, for example, I think it was the teachers in Florida, they filed a suit against the Board of Education because they were trying to force them to go back to school. Teachers love our children and they're trying to be good citizens and they want to help and nurture them. And they're like, I can't go to school and be around kids and then come home and possibly bring the virus to my family or take the virus from someone else and give it to another child. That's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to do. So Rosetta and I, you know, we both believe until there is a positive cure or a positive notification testing process that's like instant or within 10, 15 minutes, you shouldn't put our children's lives at risk.
Very, very true. We shouldn't. And it's really sad because teachers, they do what they do because they love the kids. They love educating and they just love being there for the kids. And it really is sad and it breaks my heart to see that teachers are having to be put in this situation. I mean, who would have ever thought a teacher would have to be put in this situation to teach or not to teach? It's sad. It's so sad. And we'll have to see more of what's going to happen. But I'm just really, really happy and glad that my son goes to school where they really truly believe in virtual distance teaching.
Yes.
So he does everything over the internet, which I'm really grateful for.
Yes. And, you know, Monday was a heck of a day because Zoom went down for 5 hours. And I tell you, you know, the kids were like, what do we do now? You know, and it was funny because typically during the day, the children in my neighborhood, they're all indoors in class. And I hear screams outside and I look outside and they're like, Zoom's down.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about that. Well, obviously I wasn't here. I was in Carmel, but my son never told us about that.
Yeah,
so I
it was
didn't
down
know.
for 5 hours.
It's the first time I'm hearing about this. I'll have to invite. Yeah, I think after this I'll have to go and ask him what happened, if it affected him, and what happened with the teaching. Yeah.
Absolutely. Or if the teachers just said, you know, because, you know, a lot of teachers, what they did is they got off of that and got onto cell phones. So I don't know if they called the kids or what, but, you know, it didn't stop the whole show, but it was just like, you know, it was very strange. And I was on a webinar and the person was talking and then they'd freeze. And I'd be like, oh my God, this is different. Oh, so we also, you know, want to make sure we kind of give you some stats. Like we keep saying, information is power. So right now, worldwide, there are 23,903,870 confirmed cases of COVID-19. So just to give you an idea, we're going to give you like the case per million people. So you can do a ratio. So the case per million worldwide is 3,074. Now, of the 23 million that have been confirmed, 15,584,411 have recovered. That's amazing. That's positivity. And unfortunately, worldwide, though, we have lost 819,609 citizens of the world. Now, I want to give you a different perspective of that. So 23 million. In the United States of America, we have had 5,803,721 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Our cases per million ratio worldwide is 3,074. In the United States, it's 17,611. That's like, I mean, that's just magnitudes over and beyond. I mean, our stats are just too high. We are always perceived as the leaders, so our stats should be lower than anyone else's, not higher. Of the 5,803,000 that have been confirmed COVID, we have 2,980,604 that have recovered. Unfortunately, that has also meant loss of lives. We have lost 178,779 citizens of the United States. So what that means is that our numbers are still higher than anywhere else in the world. Like we said earlier, Tom Cruise went to a movie theater. He didn't go outside to a drive-in. He went inside the building. I want to go to the movie theaters. I keep hearing Spain numbers are still down. Keep hearing that France numbers are still down. There are some places where there are upticks. And Rosetta and I were talking a little while ago that there has been a confirmed case of an individual that had COVID-19, recovered, and got it again. So I have always believed in my heart, in order for us to fix this whole virus, we're going to have to work together as one unit. We cannot be country versus country. My country is bigger, better, badder than your country. I'm not going to share information with you because we have to all have the cure so it goes away. And I also recently was watching a documentary in which they were talking about the reason, you know why they renamed this bad boy COVID-19? Because they're expecting COVID 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and on and on and on. This is not something that's going to go away. So we have got to learn how to be better keepers of each other to keep us all safe.
It's like the flu, right? There's different strains of it. So that's why they're going to keep naming it COVID-19, 20, 21, because of the different strains. Yeah.
It's just going to keep going and going and going. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, well, so, we will have a vaccine. We will, just depends when, but we will until the day we have it. Nothing is going to happen. Until the day we have it, it's going to be hard. We're going to be living like this.
And in addition, okay, COVID is bad enough. You know what's approaching? Flu season. So now, I don't know about, in Campbell, where I'm at, everybody's popping up, come get your free flu shot. Come get your free flu shot. And I'm like, okay. Because normally my doctor, she does a flu shot and then a pneumonia. And the pneumonia is once every 2 years. So you don't get it every year. So now people are like, okay, so if I get the flu shot, will it lessen my chance of COVID? Is there any benefits? And the doctors are saying, we don't know. We don't know what to expect. So we know that we have a flu shot. And if you get the flu shot, at least if you get sick, we don't have to wonder, is it the flu? Is it COVID? It'll be more towards COVID than it would be the flu.
Right. Yeah. Because I haven't in the past ever gotten the flu shot. I mean, I did get it years and years ago, and then I got the flu 2 weeks afterwards, but I've never ever had the flu, and I've never gotten the flu shot. So I don't know if this year will be different. So I'm just wondering, do you get the flu shot? Are you saying you get the flu shot every year?
No,
like
you. I got the shot once, and I got sick. And I was like, well, and also, my brain, sometimes it plays tricks on me, and it was whispering to me, so you're going to ingest the very thing you're trying not to have.
Right. Your brain is telling you, your gut. That's your second brain is telling you something. So listen to your gut.
Yes. Yesterday I had the pleasure of participating in the diversity networking meeting, and Lauren did a presentation about when you go to a doctor, you need an advocate. And she was teaching us how to take, you know, those receipts they give you when you leave the doctor's office that says, this is what we did, this is your weight,
Yes.
this is, okay. I shred those things. Well, she's like, no, keep them and put them in a binder so that when you go to the doctor and you're an advocate, like if you go to the doctor with your husband and then the doctors will say, well, what medications you're on, you can just show them your binder. And I never thought about it like that. And she was saying, because you have to have an advocate, you have to have someone who's going to be there with you, because as these viruses continue to roll through our lives, we have to be in a position to know, okay, yes, I've had that vaccine. No, I didn't have the vaccine. Because some doctors, they ask you questions and they really don't pay attention. Like I didn't realize until yesterday that you need a doctor or you need a pharmacist that all of your doctors use. So that if a person was given a prescription by one doctor and another doctor gave them a prescription, okay? And what happened is it was double the same dose. The names were different, but the generic names were different, but the base names were identical. So instead of getting 25 milligrams of something, he was getting 50 milligrams and he was sick. So as we learn more and more about the virus, it's going to be very, very important that we learn more and more about each other and how we handle different, you know, prescriptions and medications and all of that.
Yeah, it's important to be ready when you go to the doctor's office as to be your own advocate or to have someone be your advocate, because doctors, well, it's sad to say, but they do a lot of prescribing as opposed to advising. And that's what I'm hoping in the future, that they'll be doing more advising to prevent, because I always feel that taking medication shouldn't be the first solution in everything. So you're right. Thank you for pointing that out. We need to be an advocate. And that's really important to know what questions to ask. And don't be afraid to ask these questions, because that's what the doctor's there for. Right. If you don't ask the questions, they're not going to know that you have some issues or things that come up that you need answering. So be your own advocate, because no one else is going to.
Right. And Lauren also said that one of the things that she asked her doctor is, can I record the conversation? And some doctors will be like, oh, okay. And some doctors will be like, no. And we had quite the discussion. It's like, well, why would you care? And I'm like, you don't want to be sued. You told me to take it. I took it. I got sick. I'm going to sue you. I said, what you have to do is get them to realize this is not about suing you. You're telling me to take, you know, a pill. And then you're telling me in addition, because sometimes they'll say, okay, I want you to start out with 1 pill a day for 3-4 days. And then I want you to go up to 2 pills, because the goal is to get you to 3 pills, but we're going to step you to it. Well, if you don't remember, you don't remember. So it's not to sue, it's for information for you, the patient. And Lauren said, if they say, no, you can't record it, say, thank you very much, and just get up and walk out, because it's like, why would you care?
Yeah, you're right. Why would a doctor care? Because if the information they're giving is true and authentic, and they have nothing to worry about, then worry about nothing. Then let your patient record. I mean, there's no harm in that. I mean, like you said, that's right. People just want it for remembering, right? Because some people don't remember as much when they leave the office. And then when they play it back, they go, oh, yes, the doctor said take it this way, or whatever advice they give, right?
Exactly. So we've talked about a lot of things. And, you know, the most important thing, Rosetta and I want you all to remember day after day, week after week, is November 3rd is coming. If you like the way the things are looking in the United States of America, you can stay with the current party and vote for the current president. If you are in a different position and you think there are things that could be different, that we could improve, we could change, make better. And I would like to see what a different view would look like. Then you can vote for the new parties that's trying to get into the White House. The last day to register is October 19th to be able to vote in the state of California for the November 3rd election. So we're not trying to tell you who to vote for. You vote for, I hope what you do is, I hope you sit and quietly think about the world. For me, I want to run towards ET. I have seen what the world was like growing up as a child. As a Black woman, I know what it's like to deal with slavery and unfairness. Why do people want to go back to that time? I believe in, Men in Black, Will Smith. I think the aliens are here. I want to figure out, I am a Star Trek, Star Wars girl. Love them. Love them. I want to go forward and be judged by the content of my character, not by the tones of my skin. So no matter what, we want you to vote.
Yes, everyone, don't forget #vote 2020. It's so important. And as Gloria said, the deadlines, don't forget the deadlines. If you haven't, do it sooner than later. And as I say in everything, prevention is better than intervention. So
Yes.
make sure you register early, vote early, and get your vote in. And
Yes.
that's your voice. Your vote is your voice.
Yes. And we can change the world. And one of the reasons that I personally want you to vote, I want change. Because the minute that the presidential election is over, I think we, the people, it's time for us to institute term across the board. I do not think anyone in a political position should be allowed to stay there until they die. I think that we, the people, if the president has to change every 8 years, so does everyone else. And then guess what? They can't do what they're doing to us today. They can't hold us hostage. They can't say things like, it is what it is. It looks good to me. I don't see what the problem is. Doesn't affect the state of Kentucky, so I don't really care. We want someone that's going to be there of the people, for the people, by the people. And you can go to ballotready.org to learn all about the candidates that are up for election throughout all of the states of the United States of America. So do your homework, get prepared, because Rosetta and I, we're going to keep talking to you about this every week. Let's rock the vote. Let's change the world.
Yes, the vote is your voice. I'm going to say that again. The vote is your voice.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. I know we cover a lot of information. We just want to make sure that as we are informed, we share the information and you are informed.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in again. And we had a great chat today with my lovely tea. Can't forget, I'm enjoying my tea with the ginger, turmeric, and licorice root. I love it. Love tea.
You know me and my blueberry beauty. I love.
Yes, and when we get together, I'm going to have to try that because I have not tried it. You keep showing it.
I know. I want to get you excited about it.
I'm excited about any teas, and anyone out there, if you're watching, if you make teas, you know someone that has a tea shop or you have a tea shop, please, we would love to try your teas and review them in one of our future chats. As you know, we love teas and we would love to just help, market your products, and we would love to try them. So hit us up if any of you know of someone or you make it and you'd like us to try it. Just comment below and give us some feedback. And again, thanks everyone for tuning in. We've had an amazing chat. Again, hit the thumbs up, subscribe below, hit the bell notification. And as always, we loved it. Thank you so much and take care, everyone. And as always,
remember
to keep smiling. Take care, everyone. Stay positive and safe. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Toodles.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.